I'm going to talk about shame in Tantra and Neo-Tantra rules. What is right? My name is Deborah and my passion is teaching others solo Tantra. If you want to go more into a longer conversation with this, then you can check out the link for a video I just recorded with Stacy from Holistic Progressions YouTube channel, and she has St. Pete Retreat in St. Pete, Florida. And I'm on her channel there being interviewed about this topic and some practices around it. I've been teaching Tantra since 2010, coming from a yoga background and Qigong background before that. I teach all different types of Tantra, but a lot around solo practice, not needing a partner to do Tantra with. If you've looked at Tantra online much, you'll see there's quite a bit of rules or supposed rules, a lot of judgments, shames, what may or may not be right, classifications like traditional Tantra, Neo-Tantra, pink, white, red, Kundalini yoga. So different types and gray areas around what is rules and what is tradition. Before yoga, there was Tantra. So there is practices in Tantra of all kinds, and one of those is yoga. And mixed in with that is sometimes religion, such as Hinduism. Hinduism has become a large part of what is written about Tantra. So that brought in rules. And then when it came to the West, Europe, and the United States, where I am, more rules or thoughts around that were added. So you probably know that Tantra can include sex or sexual practices, but what is written is that's not supposed to be Tantra, or it's supposed to not be the main aspect of Tantra. And that's what I was taught by my original teacher. You're not supposed to mix in much sexuality, make it around 1%. And yes, I agree of not making it everything about Tantra. It could be for entertainment purposes or for just tantric sex, but there you'll always be doing other practices to even get better at tantric sex. So it's about not having judgment, living in the moment, being free. Tantra is about freedom. What is Neo-Tantra? It's new Tantra. But if you go onto Reddit or you read online, many people say that's fake Tantra, or if anything else is included that makes it a little more sexual, like sex magic, solo masturbation, orgasm, tantric sex, many people say that's not real Tantra. Or if someone wants to go for yoni, that's labia vagina massage for healing or becoming multi-orgasmic, then some will judge that. Of course, part of that is because it's illegal in many places to do something like that, unless of course you're a physical therapist and then somehow it's legal. So there's judgment around whether tantric massage is okay, yes or no, or talking to people about how to do solo practice with anything sexual related, whether that is right or wrong. The most extreme is saying you can't have any of that. You can only have religious chanting, visualizations, non-sexual of course, reading the scriptures, deity worship, deity visualization, on and on, traditional Tantra. But originally, Tantra, traditionally, was encompassing all of life. Tantra is everything. It can be part of everything we do in life and attracting the life that we desire. So I ask you to remove shame or judgment. First, remove judgment about what you've heard Tantra is, what it should or shouldn't be. What feels right for you, not what teachers or the majority of people say. why do people come to Tantra is my other thing. So I originally came for the meditative practices, energetic practices, because I was already doing Qigong, and I wanted to have an even higher experience with energy practices, including orgasming without touch, just orgasming through my chakras, through body sensations, energy movements, which I was able to achieve quite quickly. Now, if there had been nothing sexual about Tantra, would have I tried it? Yes, another energy practice. Would have dived so deep in so many years? Probably not. Even though people say they don't do Tantra for sexuality, would the majority of people that teach and study Tantra do it if there was absolutely nothing sexual oriented? Probably not. It would just be another religious practice or another type of meditation practice or book reading. So that is something to think about. Like, would I even want to do Tantra if it was just strictly reading religious texts? And there are a few people that would. Maybe the highest ideal over that is what some Buddhist teachers will say, which is learn your foundation of those sort of religious practices, texts, chanting, then your meditations, your visualizations, and then when you get to the highest level, you can add that into sex. So there's that. Mine is I begin with my own solo practice, get a little bit of a foundation, body sensations, feelings, energy, healing myself enough to then bring in a partner and practice Tantra together. So that's why I love Solo Tantra, creating a foundation, changing my life, changing how I feel, how I orgasm, how I think about sex in a higher purpose, and then bringing on a partner, and that's my practice. So we all have different reasons for coming for Tantra, but I don't think we can put shame, judgment on people seeking healing or entertainment or experiences outside of that, as long as it's from the highest place of all participants. So I go a little bit more in with Stacy. Stacy comes from sex coaching as well as being a Tantra teacher herself, teaching group classes in St. Pete. Check that out, but also leave me a comment on what you think Tantra is, what you have heard Tantra is or isn't, and I hope that we can learn to give others freedom in how they experience Tantra.